What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to another King Arthur Legends Rise video. In today's video, guys, I want to do a guide on the new dungeon. I mean, it's not that new anymore because it has been in the game for almost a month now. The Podarge Sanctuary. I've released a different video on my other channel that I've actually recorded like a week or something before I've posted it. And I had no idea that they actually changed how Sergius works in this dungeon. And I was away at the time when the video was posted and stuff. Plus was a sponsored one on that channel. I had to post it no matter what, even if I was aware of it. But either way, I will do a guide without Sergius in today's video and show you basically how you can defeat this dungeon. To be honest, it is a bit more challenging than the other ones. At least it definitely feels like it. But I will share with you what team I'm using. And yeah, maybe you guys are going to have some different teams, different ideas that might be a bit more budget friendly and stuff. Before we dive into that, guys, I just want to give a massive shout out to all of you guys that are supporting my channel through the supporter creator program. I've already sent you the rewards, guys. Plus, I've got tons of extra codes that I can basically send to you guys. All you got to do is head over to the website, click on support. You don't have to download anything or any of those crazy things. And I'm going to be able to send you rewards straight after this video. And you're going to find the rewards right here on the website, not in-game. You click on these three lines, head over to your page, and you're going to find a coupon code that you can redeem and basically get the rewards. Now, let's talk about the dungeon. Basically, the mechanic in this dungeon is actually working, okay? We don't have to prioritize attacking the boss like in every other dungeon that we have in the game. In order to defeat this boss, probably you guys read the kit already. I'm not going to go over the skills and all that because there's a massive wall of text. The boss will debuff. The boss will buff. We're going to have 4 minions, 4 harpies that as well will attack us. We're going to get dot damage. We're going to get crowd control. So there's a lot of stuff happening in here. The main way on how we are going to basically damage the boss is by killing the harpies. They will respawn, we kill them again, and every time we kill one, we're going to drop a chunk of HP on the boss. This is the team that I'm personally running. So I have Mika, I have Irat, which by the way can be swapped in for Claricine. I was using Claricine before. Just literally now I said, let me just try Irat. Her relic is actually nowhere close to be maxed or anything like that. Actually, only one level in it. Only level 40, so I said let me just give it a try to see if he's better, right? But I feel like Claricine at the moment it does work better. I do have higher chivalry on her and stuff. We're gonna use Ain and we're going to use Morgan, of course. Now Ain will be with the fire relic. She will deal a lot of damage. Okay, she will deal a lot of damage. Just to kind of like make you guys aware of it. She's really solid. And I'm gonna admit it, I have been using Ain pretty wrong because I never really built her for damage. But either way, let me just quickly show you the preset. So that's what we have on. We have Nika with the A3 mainly, Ain with the A3 as well, Morgan with the A2, and I'm gonna let Irat do whatever the heck she wants. A2, A3, A2 will buff basically, which is pretty good. A3 will deal AoE damage. So I'm gonna let her choose her own poison basically. And as I mentioned, you don't have to go to repeat battle, prioritize attacking boss and all that nonsense, because in this dungeon we are actually going to go straight for the ads and pretty much everything else that is on the map. We don't really care about just prioritizing the boss, which is actually, look at that damage from Ain. Look at that damage from Ain. Actually, let me just move my cam a little bit to the side so you guys can see the damage. Okay, there we go. Maybe a bit more. Maybe a bit more before you guys are butchering me in the comments. But the damage from Ain is actually really damn solid in this dungeon. So, when the boss is using the secret skill, after he's putting up the shared damage and stuff, we gotta make sure we're killing as many harpies as possible. If not, the boss will absolutely obliterate our team. Okay? It's definitely pretty crazy. So as you guys can probably notice, look at the buffs and debuffs that we have on. So we have attack gauge disruption. That's why Sergius actually doesn't work anymore. We have buff disruption, which kind of sucks. We have silence. We have shock on. So many debuffs, okay? We have tons and tons of debuffs. While the boss has like a gazillion buffs. Literally. so many buffs. And yes, we're slowly just getting wrecked by all of those debuffs. Now, Nika is absolutely amazing in here. The main thing with Ain as well, guys, I kind of like want her to use that A3 skill as often as possible, at least to get the buffs on. The problem is that once the boss lands so many debuffs on us, it gets a little bit harder. But the main thing is we're still able to do a lot of damage, right? So I think Ain will cleanse with this skill. So if I'm gonna let her do whatever, it might be a good option as well. But at the same time, it's actually really good to use the A3 for more damage. Now, one problem that I have with the presets, the AI in King Arthur, and I've been having this since the beginning, we need an option where the units can use the second and the third skill no matter how much vigor they have. So if they have 5 vigor, maybe the unit should use the A2 to buff the team and cleanse. The AI should know that. So I'm hoping that the developers are going to change something about it, because right now, if I'm gonna let her do whatever, she's still going to use the skill, the A3 skill more often, right? Or at least I think so. At least I think so. Yeah, there you go. So it's all basically like somehow the AI needs to become a bit smarter. So the boss has the secret skill active right now. It might not be called the secret skill, but that's how I'm calling it anyway. And if right now we're not killing some of those minions, harpies, sorry, the boss is going to absolutely wreck us. Okay, thankfully we survived that initial hit right there. I cannot wait to max my relic on both Ain and on Iret. That will speed up this dungeon quite a bit, because at the moment I'm still farming it pretty slow, I would say. So even if I'm gonna let Ain do whatever, she's still kind of like prioritizing that A3 all the time, which is not necessarily bad, but sometimes would be good if she's putting the A2. That gives the counterattack as well from the passive, plus the cleanse, which is something that we kind of like really need in here to ensure that the boss is not constantly wrecking us, and we are gaining the buffs from Ain as well, you know? Because if we have that buff disruption on, it's going to be pretty irrelevant to attempt to buff all the time, especially for the damage dealers, you know? Okay, so the shared damage is up. The boss kind of like puts a shared damage on all of the minions, which kind of like reduce a bit the damage. Now, one thing that will increase our damage in here, guys, and it should be part of the mechanic, but I find it really hard to bring a champion hero in the team, have a basically dot damage. If we have dot damage on the enemies, we're going to be able to basically deal more damage versus the enemies. But personally, I find it pretty hard to make a team with a dot champion in here. Like maybe, let's just say I could drop Irat out and maybe bring in Lancelot. Maybe somehow I'm gonna be able to fit all that in and basically make it work. But I still need to max his relic as well in order to kind of like attempt to do that. And maybe with Ain and Lancelot, because Ain does deal a lot of damage, so it's not like I necessarily need Irat to do crazy damage or Clarisin, right? Maybe like that, I might be able to make it work. So I'm definitely going to give it a go at some point once I'm going to be able to max the relics. Because I need to max quite a few relics now, because I've got quite a few new heroes. And you guys know it's pretty hard to get the materials. It takes quite a bit of time to get them organized. So we're going to kill 3 harpies right here. We should be able to kill the boss with that, I think. So we got Ain. I think she just used the basic skill. For my surprise, Nika actually deals pretty good damage as well, right? Okay, so what was that? It's just a counterattack or something? Alright, come on. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. So you see, Ain is the main damage dealer in here, guys. Crazy, crazy good damage from her. Look at that. 51%, while Irat only 11%. Now, truth be told, she did got crowd controlled quite a bit, and she only used the basic skill. That's why you kind of like need better AI in terms of presets, or if not necessarily in terms of presets, just better AI on the heroes to know when to use some of the skills. I feel like it's really, really important. But let me know what you guys think about that. Either way, this is my team. As I've mentioned, you can replace Irat with Claricine if you don't have her. But you kind of like need Ain for this strategy to work. I'm very curious to hear what other teams you guys have going on. Let me just quickly actually share the stats on my team with you. So, equipment on Nika. We have a Vigor set and a Health set. These are the total stats right here. The reason why I have the Vigor set is to make sure that everybody has enough Vigor all of the time, right? I know she gives a lot of Vigor, but at the same time, it's good to ensure that everybody will be able to always use the skills like this. I'm able to use other heroes on different builds. So these are the total stats on the screen right here. I'm not going to read them for you, but you guys can actually see them. We have attack speed, we have HP, another HP right here, we have a recovery right here, another recovery right here. You do need to have a pretty good amount of recovery on her to ensure that she's actually going to heal your team. And she's not max chivalry or anything like that. All of the other details are on the screen. Skills, relic skills, etc. are pretty much almost maxed on her. Then we have Irat. Not really maxed, far from maxed in terms of skills and the rest, which of course will reduce her damage by a lot. That's why she hasn't really done much in there. Equipment, we have a crit damage and an attack. These are the total stats at the moment. More crit damage would definitely be nice on her. I do need more attack as well. As I've mentioned, she's still a work in progress, but I just wanted to try her instead of Claricine. These are the total stats right here. You know the drill. You basically want to get an attack, you want to get a crit rate or a crit damage, you want to get an attack right there, then attack, hit accuracy, pierce, or whatever else you might have going on in there. I do have a strife set next to the other two ones on her. Then I have Ain. So I used her with the fire relics. Sorry, let me get this one here. So as you guys can see, the levels are far from being maxed. So I still have quite a bit of work to do with the relic. Her passives are being maxed. That's something that I've maxed ages ago. The equipment is the following. So for whoever is wondering why is Ain dealing damage, it's basically all about the passives. Which one was it? This one right here, sorry. She deals damage based off her effect, resistance, and attack. Now, one thing that I would love to get on her is basically get a focus set instead of the strife. A focus set here would be amazing because that will already start with an effect resistance buff from the beginning of the fight. But it's so hard to get those materials, and I don't have a decent set whatsoever, especially for her. But either way, these are the total stats. I only have 60% effect resistance. My goal is to get her to somewhere at around 100% at least, while I'm keeping the rest of the stats more or less the same. Her chivalry is still not maxed, so once I'm gonna max the chivalry or get close to it, I will be gaining more crit rate from there as well, more attack, so that will be really, really helpful. Then, let me just quickly show you the pieces. We have attack. You want to look for as much effect resistance substats as possible. Another attack right here. We have attack speed. Keep in mind, she is buffing at the end of the day, so you want to make sure she is faster than the damage dealers and stuff. Put those buffs on your team because we're not only using her in this dungeon. Then we have an effect resistance right here. I cannot wait to get a 6-star. We have a hit accuracy. I need a 6-star in here as well. And we have a pierce on the banner. But as I've mentioned, I want to get rid of the strife and bring in a focus set. Then we have Morgan. She's on a speed set. Basically, just look for as much speed and effect accuracy as possible. You don't really need her as fast for this dungeon. It seems like I just forgot to change the build to my Vigor one, but I'm just gonna show you the stats on the one that I've used. 344 speed, 63% effect accuracy. The more speed and accuracy, the better, guys. That was all for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. Let me know what team are you guys using for this dungeon, and as usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.